Thank you. Bye now.
27th of July, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, it's somewhat better. Okay. Oh yeah, it's much better in here. Baruch Hashem, for different rooms of the house. So that's what the father of Yosef Bar Chama, he was saying that he holds like Rav, who says that the owner of the Eved, he actually will welcome this that I'm taking his slave. Of course, not on a day that the owner needs the slave, but on a day that the owner does not need the slave for any work. And on that day, he'll welcome the fact that I'm taking his slave, because like that, the slave will be working, and he won't be just lazing around and doing nothing, and that's not good for him. So, okay, so do we have any Rashis on that? Looking for Rashis. Oh, we did that. The low listery. Low listery Rashi says. Okay. And now we go to the next exchange. Now the son has a rejoinder over here. The son said, Amarle, Rabbi said back to his father, Hani Mili, Lo Maslik Bohu Zuze. That you say that Rav says that it's that the owner is going to welcome that, and that you're going to be putter from having to pay him anything for the use of his slave. That's only where Lo Masik Bahu Zuze, owner of the slave has not borrowed money from you, and he owes you money. Why? What's the problem like that? Because he says, Mar Kaven Damasik Behuzuze, Mexer Karibis. Because the owner of the slave, since he's a borrower and he owes money to you, so this that you are using his property during that time that he owes you money, it's Mexicaribus. It's usser. You're taking it's regarded as taking ribis. It's regarded as taking interest on a loan. Now over here, we don't have any Rashi over here either. Rashi doesn't say anything about this either. Okay. So then it maybe let's read the next exchange over here. The Amar of Yosef Bar Menume. This is Yeah, the first word, it's about a little bit more than a little bit more than halfway down the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 lines from the before the wide lines. And the first word of the line is Caribus, Mexicaribus. So after that, it says the Omar Rav Yosef. Everybody have the place? Yeah. Okay. Roy, would you like to read?
Joseph, Manumi, Rav Nachman. Rav Yosef Bar Manumi said in the name of Rav Nachman, Af al Pi Shem Maru, although the rabbis have said, Hadar b'chotzer, Chaviru Shalom Midato, that one who dwells in the courtyard of his fellow without the owner's knowledge, and Sarich Laha'ala Los Sacher, he does not have to pay him rent. Halavahu V'dar Kahatzer Haviru. Nevertheless, if he lent him money and then dwelled in the courtyard of his fellow, Sarich Lahalos La Sacha, he has to pay him rent. Rav Yosef Bar Chama was persuaded by his son's arguments on Ma'aleh and said to him, Hadari B, I retract my opinion and I will desist from seizing such slaves in the future.
Okay, it was very hard for me to hear anything that you said. Okay, so just wondering if I put in Osniot, I'll be able to hear you better. Let's see if this works.
Hi, Yosef.
Can now?
All right, is that better or not?
Oh, this is not working. 1 second. Maybe let me change my my microphone setup.
You got in the right plug, in the right.
External mic. Is that better now?
I can hear you. I can all hear you very
Not
well.
working at all.
Roy, you're not clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Okay.
Roy, you're not clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just have to do the best we can.
Maybe I can.
Okay.
Maybe I can.
And we wish my dear neighbor all the success and enjoyment from his new addition to his house. And we hope that he finishes his work very soon. Okay.
Can I say any better?
A
Um,
little bit.
Yeah, that's better. When you speak up, it's better. Yeah.
well, I've increased the microphone.
Yeah, Roy, you're not clear in terms of your words.
Not clear.
No.
Oh, well, maybe I'm too far away. Is everything any better now? In any case, well, we can, as long as we can sort of understand what I'm saying. I've finished reading anyway, so we
Oh,
can go on.
okay.
I'm not around a lot with this technical business.
Okay. So should we go to the next section? We don't have any Rashi.
Mhm.
So what does it say over here at the end? Is that oh yeah, just right. So in other words, in this case over here of Yosef Bar Yumi, he says even though we say that someone that lives in his friend's chotzer without his knowledge of reshus, he doesn't need to pay him schar, but hilvou, if he is if he has lent money to the owner of the chotzer, and now they're in a relationship of lender and borrower, and then he goes and lives in the chotzer, in that los schar, he does have to pay to the owner of the chotzer owes him money. He does have to pay him schar. He has to pay for the rental of the courtyard in that case, so that it should not be a violation of appearing to be a payment of ribis.
Mm.
So in other words, that would also mean in the case of Rav Yosef Bar Chama, that when he is taking these slaves of people that owe him money, so to avoid the appearance of ribis, he should have to pay them for the services rendered by the eved, to avoid the ribis. And so what Rav Yosef said is, Amr Le, Hadre B. I will not do this anymore. Hadre B means I've reversed my position. Oh, interesting. The Ritva says that it's mashma from the story that that he's simply going to stop doing this practice anymore of taking people's slaves. But what about he owes them money now? He should have to pay them. Interesting. Okay, so it's a halachic issue over here. One of the other commentaries, the Nuki Yosef, he says that the practice is prohibited at the time that they're in a borrower-lender relationship of living in the chotzer and taking his eved, rak mishum shenira karibis, because it looks like ribis. Aval be'emes ein kan afilu avak ribis. But he holds that it's not really any actual ribis of any sort whatsoever. not even avak ribis, which is like the dust of ribis, so to speak. It's not. He's certainly not paying him for the. He's not getting anything really. Anything really. It's just a case of he's enjoying something that the other person doesn't have any loss from. Okay, well, that's the conclusion of that section. And we will continue now. Itmar, Atokef, Svinoso Shel Chavero. And this is right after the two dots, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines from the spread, from where the wide lines begin after the two dots. And we go to Alan to continue the reading for us, please.
Page 97A2, right-hand column. The Gemara discusses the law with respect to one who seizes and uses the other person's boat. Itmar, it was stated, Tokef, Sefinoso, Shel Chavero, or Sor Bor, Malonchor. In the case of one who seizes the boat of his fellow and does work with it, Omarav, Rav said, Rotzor Shehoroa, no tail. If the owner desires, he takes its rent. Rotzor Chosor, no tal. If he desires, he takes its depreciation. Usha Moel Omar, but Shmuel said, a no tail, Elor, for saw, he takes only its depreciation.
Okay, depreciation, we mean the depreciated value of the boat because of the usage?
There's
How
a
much
note here, it says, Shmuel maintains that the seizure is treated solely as an act of robbery, and thus the owner does not have the option of charging a rental fee to one who seized the boat.
Oh. See, to see who? The Rashbam?
Rashba, yeah.
Or the Rashba? That's interesting, because that goes to Roy's question. I mean, we're talking over here about does he have to pay for the usage, but Roy wants to ask the question on all these cases, taking the Evid, taking the living in the Chotzer. They're related cases of one person benefiting and the other person not sustaining any the other one's benefit. But is it permissible to borrow the item without telling him? So over here, you're saying the Rashba says that it's an act of gezel to take the boat. Yeah, boat is sounds like an expensive item, and of course it's if somebody uses it, something could happen to it, and a person doesn't want would not want somebody to borrow his boat without asking for permission. So the Rashba regards it as a gezel. Okay. So we have two opinions over here. Rav says if the owner of the boat wants to take a rental, he could take a rental on the boat. Say, look, you borrowed my boat, and so you owe me $100 for the day for the rental of the boat. Sounds like a good deal, right? Or maybe it's probably $1,000. Okay. Anyway, whatever the price is, he could take it. And or alternatively, he could take the pchata. He could take that, which you're saying is like the depreciation from the word pachot, less. It sounds like the boat is less now that it's been used like this, perhaps. We have a Rashi. But, yeah,
The owner cannot, however, treat the one who seized it as both a robber and a renter and charge him for both the rental fee and compensation for damage. It's one or the other.
that's what, yeah, Rav says he has a choice. He could take the rental fee, or he could take the pras.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what this pras is defined as. Rashi has a Rashi over here. Dibra maskil pchasa. Oh, I have to unmute Phil.
Okay, I unmuted him. I don't see where the Rashi is.
Where's the Rashi?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines from the top 4 lines.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, Pachasa,
Yeah.
unless nishbara, it get broken, or nit kalkalar, or it got spoiled, the demay chata, the amount that I got lessened, which is a depreciation, yitira, that's more al sachar, more than the rental value. He notel demay pachat. He has to give the amount of the depreciation.
Oh, okay.
Where's Pachasa?
Mech b'chaser is the amount that gets its value is less, which is called depreciation. It's loss in value. The amount it got its value is lowered.
Pachasa.
Now, Shmuel over here, there's another opinion. Rav said he could take his pick, whichever he wants. He could take the rental amount, or he could take the pras. But Shmuel says no, eno notel ela prasa. He can only take the pras. He can only take the lesser value of the sfina as a result of the usage. So now we're going to go further. Amar Rav Papa. Lou, would you like to read? Amar Rav Papa. Oh, please unmute.
Sorry about that. Amar Rav Papa said, "Lo pligi." There's no disagreement. Ha vida the agra. This is where it is a boat that is normally rented. Ha delo avida the agra, and here it's where it's not normally rented. But the ba'is ema, or if you prefer, say ha v'ha de avida the agra. In both cases, The boat is normally rented. Ha de nachis le adata de agra. This is where he went down with the intent to pay rent. Vaha de nachit le adata de gazlanusa. Here, this, where he went down with the intention of stealing it.
Okay. So so what we have to figure out over here is what's the ha's that we're talking about. Ha, the vida the agra, ha, the lo vida the agra, and similarly in the case of the bois ema, ha, ha. What are we talking about when we say ha? Let's see if Rashi helps us out over here a little. Avid la'agra. This is after like 12 lines down from the top 4.
Okay, the avid la'agra, that it's made, it's working for, it's designated out to be rented. He wants rent, notel, to take the rent from it. The im b'chata yoter al schara, and if the depreciation is more than the rent, notel demei b'chata, he could take the depreciation amount. The ha in this al kach, you're forced to say shekala, he weighs the gezel, who is considered a robber or a thief.
Well, I think there was a Rashi before that. Avid la'agra. Mistama.
Oh, sorry, that was further down. Okay, let's go back up again. No, that was Mistama. Okay,
Yeah.
the Mistama, the Mistam case, ki nitye, but it was on him, adat, on his mind, the agra nechit, that the rental payment will be enough. They'll love the Torah Gesla. He's not considered a thief. He's not adjudicated. He's not judged as a thief. Like notain schara, and he has to give the rent. Al korcho, he's forced to say in rabim han, if it's more al demei, if it's more than the depreciation.
Okay. Okay. So I guess what we have to do, we have to put a ha in front of the avid la'agra, just like Rashi did in the next Rashi, ha de lo avid la'agra. So still, so what does Rashi said over here? If the boat is avid la'agra, meaning that it's normal usage is that it's rented out. Avid la'agra. That's what's done with it. It's done to la'agra for profit, meaning it's rented out. So then, in that case, if that's what the boat is generally used in that way, mistama kinochis lo adaita the agronochis. So therefore, Rashi concludes that we can conclude that mistama, that most likely, unless they specified otherwise, and here they didn't specify otherwise, in a stam scenario where nothing was said, we could say that the person, when he went down, literally to go and use this boat over here, adaita, he did it with the das and the understanding that he's doing it in order to pay rent for the usage. Hilkach lav b'toras gezel daininle. Therefore, we do not judge this case as a case of gezel. He didn't do it on the in order to gazle it, and therefore no saying scharo al korcho im rabin hein al demei chasa, and therefore we can demand from him that he pay the larger amount, which is the rental value, against his will, because he, of course, would rather pay the lesser value, in the event that the rental value exceeds the value of the depreciation. So that would presumably be describing the case of that would be describing how Rav looks at the matter. When Rav said he has a choice, the owner, he could take the rent from him, or he could take the chas from him. So in this case, Rashi's saying he'll take the rent from him, and that's what Rav Papa is saying. There's no lo pligi. Rav Papa is saying lo pligi. There's no machlokes between Rav and Shmuel. They are not arguing with one another at all. Rather, each one is talking about a different case. Ha the vided la agra. Rav is talking about a case. Ha is referring to Rav and his ruling. He's talking about a situation where the boat is generally rented out, and so therefore, in that case, the owner has a right to charge him the higher amount, to charge him the rent in the case where the rent is more. That's what Rashi said over here. And now the next Rashi.
Still here?
Yeah.
Haven't heard.
Okay.
Oh, it's already time. Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Okay.
Bezos Hashem. Next time. So we're in the middle. We'll continue. All the best. See you tomorrow, Yom Chamishi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You have a great Yom Revi.
I think it's another day with the grandchildren tomorrow, like